Hey guys, Corte with another deck profile. This is my Force of Will Fire Werewolf Rush deck. I'm still relatively new to the game, but from what I'm seeing of it, I'm really starting to catch more and more interest in it. And if any swaps or swap outs for cards or add-ons or what have you, for those who do know the game better than I do, feel free to comment in the comment section, and don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe. If you like the video, go ahead and hit that like button for me. This is the ruler, Ushua the Flame Samurai Swordsman. I use him over Little Red, mainly because, again, I like to have that option to, if I call it, I want to attack with it. Or, if I don't want to, then I, still have that option to if I because of his ability. He is the starter of the trial deck ruler. So, if you can't find him, then go get your trial deck. He is J activated as pay 2 fire and 2 neutral, and then flip him over. He gives, explosion when you discard a card. And that's, real helpful for when, they start picking off your units and you want to take out that card if they're not protected. Anyway, his J ruler side is Agni the Pyre War God. When he enters, you have to give 1,000 damage to 2 resonators, be it yours and your opponents, or just your opponents, or 2 of yours. That sucks, but hey. Then you destroy all standby area cards, so that includes yours and your opponents. And he keeps the activate ability of explode. So, again, if your opponent chooses to defend with, something that would normally kill a unit, then you go ahead and discard it if you have it. Because with this deck, it's, real hefty on hand cost. So, again, if, there's any cards out there that would replenish hand, I would greatly appreciate the know-how on that. The stones. I run 1 Almerius, the Levitating Stone. It is a light card, so yes, there is that 1 in 10 chance that you'll top deck it, and it does suck, but it's good to just go ahead and get it out the way. I use it mainly for the second ability to give. I tap it and give one of my wolves flying, and that goes really good with Beowulf. He causes double damage if he's to attack directly or a resonator. I have 1 Milas, the Ghostly Flamestone. Go ahead and add on the extra damage that may win you the game, or just to help trickle out extra damage. And then the rest are, regular Firestones. And go for my 1-drops. I have 4 Wolf Hunter in Black Forest. She is your 1-drop. She's a 5/3. If she is to be destroyed, then you take 500 damage if you don't have a moon on the field. It sucks, but it's really up to you when you want to use it. She's a great first turn attack, again, with, your ruler Ushua. Because your opponent can't attack unless, they have something that, also grants swiftness or haste during that turn that would have then, cause a problem. And, she's, again, a 1-drop, so if they thunder her, it's fine, or stoning to death, or rapid decay, whatever. 1 Hunter in Black Forest. I will be switching him out for 1 more Poison Apple, but he's still in there, just, he's a 3/3, not much, to say about that. And then I have 4 Suicidal Troop, Asakna. I still run 4 of these, mainly because of his activate ability. Banish this card and cause 400 damage to the player or a resonator. He's a 2/2, but still he runs, well with Ushua again. He can, cause damage, and, he can swing for a little 2. Great blocking. And again, with Explode, so it multiple uses there. My 2-drops, I run 4 Moonlight Pouncer. He's a werewolf. He's a 2-drop, and to get with Ushua, I get attack for 5. If I have a moon on the field, that's even better. He becomes a 7/7. And then I have 4 Beowulf, the Blazing Wolf. He again causes double damage if he's to attack your opponent or a resonator. And if he, again, if there's a moon on the field, then he's a 5/7. And again, with the levitating stone and a poison apple, you're going to devastate your opponent, and they're going to really hate you for causing 1,000. The poison apple gives, and that's 50. All right, so and then 15. So you can cause 3,000 damage to your opponent with the poison apple and levitating stone. So if there's any other means by giving your wolves flying or Beowulf flying, your opponent will have to force out cards to stop that from happening. So he will be a target. I also thought about adding in or swapping out Moonlight Pouncer for the Little Mermaid of Tragic Love, mainly because, again, she's a 2-drop and she forces your opponent to guard when she attacks. So again, Ushua, she plays Ushua if they don't thunder or destroy her, and then you attack with her, they have to guard. There's no getting around it. Not to mention that she can give you a card when she's put off the field. So even if she's put on the field, then they kill her, then you still draw a card. So it's a win-win situation for you. Then you'd also have to add in either some water stones or some hearth core stones, the fire water stones there. Anyway, my 3 and up drops. I run 2 Little Dread, the fake red moon. Her abilities are pretty good, especially when you have a bloody moon out, and then she becomes 10/10. Her abilities are target attack, and awakening. When you enter a target resonator, you pay the cost of 1 fire, and a target resonator gets +6, -6 until the end of turn. And then another awakening, pay 1 fire and 1 neutral. Once she enters the field, you can take control of another resonator, a rested resonator, and recover it and give it swiftness and attack with it. So she can be one of the key ways that you can again win. If you add, if your opponent has Tinkerbell or just basically anything, well, not even Tinkerbell. That's kind of a bad example. I apologize about that. But anything that's a heavy hitter but is unprotected by spells or abilities, then you go ahead and target that and go ahead and gain control and, swing. And if it dies, then that's just 1 less card resonator your opponent has. Then we have 4 Loop Guru, the New Moon. He gives every werewolf swiftness. That's a continuous ability. And his other ability is when a werewolf attacks, he there's 100 direct damage to your opponent. If you have a moon, then that's 200 direct damage. So if you have multiple of these on the field, then, you're going to be causing some serious scarage. Yeah. And lastly, we have 4 Commander of Wolves. When he enters the field, he deals 400 direct damage to a resonator per werewolf you have on the field. So if you have nothing but werewolves on the field and you've been wondering how to kill this super beefed up Tin Man or what have you, You know, it's like, okay, I have 5 werewolves on the field, so go ahead and get rid of old 10 man there. You know, plus if you have Loop Guru and a Moon, he's swinging for 11, and he's 11. He's an 11. He's gonna be 11-7, and again, you know, Loop Guru, the Levitating Stone, and what have you. You know, really, really good cards. We're going to go with my additions and other spells and what have you. And to wrap things up, I have 4 Bloody Moon. This gives every werewolf 2/2. And if they have some special magic stones, you get to banish this card and destroy a special magic stone. So if they have a Levitating Stone or one specific stone that, you know, that you've been looking at and wanting to target but couldn't destroy it, then Bloody Moon is your card. Only use that effect when you have another Bloody Moon to replace it, because you don't want your werewolves to, you know, Diminishing Power. 1 Poison Apple. Again, I'll be running 2, mainly because, again, this gives a Resonator 1,000 until the end of turn. At the end, destroy that Resonator. Now, you can give it to one of your opponents' you know, Resonators, and that will then kill that Resonator because of the effect. But if you're pushing for game, again, with Beowulf, Poison Apple, and a Moon, you can cause, again, some serious damage very early game. And your opponent pretty much can't do anything about it unless they, you know, have good spell counters and what have you. I have 4 Rapid Decay. This is to pick off the little weakling blockers, and a good early game, you know, card to have, in my opinion, because mainly I get to attack first. If I go first, I attack first, causing 5, 3, 2 damage. Then they go. Then I go ahead and take my turn, play Rapid Decay, kill that off so they can't defend, play a different Resonator if I do have that, you know, cost on me, and then I'll attack again because, you know, I have a few 1-drops in there, you know. So the Rapid Decay is mainly for picking off all their little weak targets, so they're basically, you know, if it costs 2 or less, then you can go ahead and just Rapid Decay them and go ahead and keep swinging. And then for Kusanagi Sword, when it enters, you deal 600 damage direct to a Resonator. And if you have this card on, let's say, Beowulf, and if, you know, or any card, if it were to cause damage, it adds on 2. So again, you know, Beowulf would be almost your primary win condition, with Poison Apple, Sword of Kusanagi, Bloody Moon, and the Levitating Stone. You know, you can almost end the game within the first 4 turns. If you, again, if you have the Poison Apple or apples or however you choose to build it. So, oh, shout out to Wolfmaster. Thank you, Wolfmaster, for being, so supportive in my other videos. If you guys haven't checked out his channel, go ahead and look up Wolfmaster and in one of my comment sections. He's got some really good videos you guys should take a look at. And don't forget to, like his stuff and subscribe to his channel as well. All right, peace in your guys' day and take care.